Imagine being forced to confront pure evil, face to face. That's the chilling premise of the upcoming film Nuremberg, starring Russell Crowe and Rami Malek, a drama that delves into the infamous Nuremberg trials. But beyond the star power, the film brings to light a crucial historical event and a figure often overshadowed by Hitler, Hermann Göring. Ever heard of him? You should have. While we all recognize the name Adolf Hitler, many are surprisingly unfamiliar with Hermann Göring and the momentous Nuremberg Tribunal. 80 years have passed since these trials established international law and held Nazi leaders accountable for their unspeakable war crimes. Yet, the lessons learned remain profoundly relevant today. The sheer barbarity of the Nazi regime must never be forgotten, and understanding the key players is essential to preventing such atrocities from ever happening again. So, who was Hermann Göring, and why was he so instrumental in the Nazis' reign of terror? Hermann Göring was no mere foot soldier. He was a central architect of the Nazi regime and directly responsible for its horrifying acts. His involvement spanned the persecution of Jews, the establishment and management of concentration camps, the exploitation of slave labor, and the meticulous planning and execution of aggressive warfare. He was, in essence, Hitler's right-hand man in implementing the systematic genocide of the Jewish people. And this is the part most people miss. Göring wasn't just following orders, he was actively shaping and directing the Nazi agenda. On July 31, 1941, Göring issued a chilling decree to Reinhard Heydrich, tasking him with developing a plan for the total solution of the Jewish question in the German sphere of influence in Europe. This directive laid the groundwork for the Holocaust, marking Göring as a key instigator of this horrific event. But Göring's story didn't begin with the Nazis. During World War I, he was a celebrated flying ace, commanding the renowned Flying Circus Fighter Squadron and credited with 22 Allied aircraft takedowns. This early success cemented his image as a national hero and paved the way for his later rise to power. Following the war, Göring's path crossed with Adolf Hitler's, and he quickly joined the Nazi Party, rising to leadership within the Sturmabteilung, Stormtroop, or SA. Leveraging his aristocratic background, Göring skillfully used his social connections to persuade conservative industrialists that Nazism was Germany's only hope against communism. He was a master manipulator, convincing powerful figures to support a dangerous ideology. According to reports published in American Experience, Hitler granted Göring control over the German economy in 1936. He then established the state-owned Hermann Göring Works, a massive industrial conglomerate that prepared Germany for war and created 700,000 jobs. But here's where it gets controversial. While Göring presented himself as a savior of the German economy, he also used his position to enrich himself, lining his own pockets through corrupt practices. Was he a patriot or a profiteer? The evidence suggests a disturbing mix of both. Now, let's turn our attention to the Nuremberg Tribunal itself. The Nuremberg Tribunal was a series of military tribunals, primarily the International Military Tribunal, IMT, held in Nuremberg, Germany, after World War II. These trials were initiated by the Allied powers, the US, France, the UK, and the Soviet Union, to prosecute prominent Nazi leaders for war crimes, crimes against humanity, and crimes against peace, unprecedented charges at the time. The very concept of holding individuals accountable for actions committed during wartime was groundbreaking and set a new standard for international law. The film Nuremberg promises to transport viewers back to these historic trials, forcing them to confront the moral implications of justice. Directed by James Vanderbilt and featuring the talents of Rami Malek, Russell Crowe, and Michael Shannon, the film reportedly extends beyond the courtroom drama to explore the profound burden of truth. The film delves into the complex relationship between Hermann Göring, played by Russell Crowe, and his psychiatrist, Douglas Kelly, Rami Malek. It dares to suggest that even a seemingly monstrous figure like Göring possessed a vulnerable side, a point of access that Kelly attempts to exploit. And in this process of understanding Hermann, Douglas, Rami Malek, started reflecting on his own life and also understanding the weaknesses of Hermann. This exploration of the human psyche, even within the context of unimaginable evil, is what makes Nuremberg potentially so compelling. The film Nuremberg appears to suggest the possibility that even the most monstrous individuals possess a degree of inner conflict or vulnerability. What do you think? Is it possible to find humanity in someone like Hermann Göring, or is such an idea inherently dangerous? Does attempting to understand the psychology of evil excuse or minimize the horrific actions committed? Share your thoughts in the comments below.